Hi, my name is Matthew Downs. I am the programmer of the Best of the World Fest's lineup at the Forest City Film Festival, and this is the programmer's perspective on All That Breathes. All That Breathes is a Hindi language documentary directed by Shaunak Sen, and the film features two brothers, Saud and Nadeem, as they run a bird rescue in New Delhi. In New Delhi, pollution has become so bad, and the smog in the air has become so thick that birds are literally falling out of the skies. Saud and Nadeem have dedicated their lives to rescuing one bird in particular, the black kite. The black kite is a carnivorous bird. It's very common in New Delhi. Essentially, what pigeons are to North America, the black kite is to New Delhi. Now, black kites, there's a lot of prejudice around them because these are carnivorous birds. They are quite ugly. They look a little bit like vultures. And so a lot of animal rescues and a lot of bird hospitals in the area, they will not help black kites. And this is where Saud and Nadeem come in. They have dedicated their lives to helping this bird, rescuing, rehabilitating, and putting them back out into the wild. Now, in the background of this documentary about saving birds, there's a documentary about race, about discrimination, about xenophobia, about Islamophobia. Saud and Nadeem are both Muslims, and they face discrimination on a daily basis in their lives. These two brothers face the possibility of even being deported in the next few years. It's a very uncertain time for them. And the discrimination that they face is not dissimilar to the discrimination faced by the black kite bird. So there's really these two different stories going on, and the way that they intertwine is absolutely beautiful. This is probably the most lauded documentary of the year so far. Not so far, probably of the entire year. All That Breathes won the top prize, the grand jury prize in the World Documentary category at the Sundance Film Festival, which is one of the most prestigious awards in all of documentary. Last year it was won by the film Flea, which went on to get 3 Oscar nominations. The year before it was won by Honeyland. So it's a very, very prestigious documentary prize. Later on, All That Breathes went on to win the Golden Eye Award for Best Documentary at the Cannes Film Festival. And these prizes come with good reason. This documentary is unlike any doc that you've seen. There are no talking heads, there are no interviews, just beautifully, carefully composed cinematic footage. If you didn't know this was a documentary, you could be completely fooled into thinking that this was a narrative fiction film. It's incredibly compelling, and the shots are poetic and carefully composed and beautiful. So often when we think of documentary, we think of things that are very run and gun, very on the fly. But All That Breathes counters that with something that's extremely carefully crafted and composed. It's a cinematic experience that truly should be witnessed. But beyond that, this is not just a film about birds. This is not a film about pollution. This is a film about empathy. This is a story that argues that the petty conflicts that we have as humans, the way that we feel about others because they're different from us, whether it's because of an imaginary line in the sand of countries or because of what God people choose to follow, it argues that we should be empathetic to everyone. That our petty conflicts not only affect us as humans, but they affect the world around us and the environment around us and the animals, the innocent animals around us in the world. This is a film that truly argues that we should have empathy to people, not because they're the same as us, but this is a film that argues that we should have empathy to everyone, not because they're the same as us, but because they breathe the same air that we do. We should love and respect all that breathes. And that is the programmer's perspective.